What's good with it? In the hood with it. Welcome back to Collective Clips. And before we get into the story of the day and all the bullshit, right? Let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put the notification bell on all so that way you're abreast of all the dope content and you're headed in that right direction towards all the dope, all this language that I'm bringing, everything that I'm kicking, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much. This is the Collective Clips Entertainment, and we're definitely going to entertain you. That's what we does, cuz. Now, trip out. You see the thumbnail, right? And I wanted to discuss a topic that's not easily discussed. Something that everyone's gonna have their own opinion. There's gonna be a lot of opinions. I know it's against the grain. I know for a fact, man, everyone's gonna have something to say on this one. And I welcome that. You know, I welcome conversation, good education, because I'm gonna be educated on this topic, I'm sure. But I'm gonna drop some knowledge that you can't get in college as well, some jewels, because I truly believe this is a topic that needs to be discussed when it comes to the raza as well as the brothers, man. Black and brown at its finest, man. And I'm brown and proud. That's just what it is. Now, you know, there's a lot of people that call themselves Mexican Americans. For a lot of years, I called myself a Mexican American. I'm Mexican American, homie, you know. But I was born here. I was born in the United States. I wasn't born in Mexico. I'm of Mexican descent, meaning I have family that was born in Mexico, family that came over, family that fucking did whatever they did, whether they backstroked or fucking, you know, ducked and dodged the culebras. However they came, and they built a life for us, you know, generational. And some of us went down that wrong path, got involved in gangs and that street knowledge that you can't get in college and in the violence. And some of my family just worked hard, you know, for everything that they have. And those are the ones that I'm proud of. You know, I'm Jailbird Joey of the family. You know, the one, not the one member, because there's several of us now, but I am classified within the family as that fuck up, right? That one that was in and out of prison, that led that wrong life. And I remember, you know, I used to go to all the family functions and everyone loved me. Oh, yeah, what's up, primo? Oh, that's right, shit. You're doing it on. You're doing it on. That's right. Hey, would you come in? You know what I mean? They always had a clown. So I got shit. My bike, eh? You know what I mean? Oh, your bike, huh? Is that right? Your dirt bike or your Harley or what kind of bike? To what degree of bike, right? Oh, you know, it's fucking a Schwinn. You know what I mean? A Schwinn. Oh, then you're not trying to win. As they're pulling up in their brand new trucks of the year and, you know, their leased Camaros and things of that nature, they were doing it because they worked hard. And gradually over time, I realized I was the butt of the jokes. I was the poop butt of the jokes, right? I was the one primo that got laughed at. You know, I had primos and primas that would hook up and meet me, and we'd all party, and they'd be like, damn, fool, you just got out? Shit, I'd been out for 10 years. But according to them, I always just got out, right? I was that one primo. There's no way you've been. So let's get this motherfucker right. He's lying, eh? He's on parole, probation, detention, something. There's no way he doesn't have a tail. And that was because that was the reputation I built within my own family, within my friends, within the neighborhood. You know, that reputation of always being incarcerated, always being the fuck up, always being the butt of the joke. But I truly believed as raza, I was rocking that narrative for my people. I was just a part of the puzzle, man. You know, not everybody is fucking the perfect person. Not everybody's whitewashed, right? There are some of us, man, that lean more towards our culture. And so I guess we got to be locked up. You know what I mean? That's just part of the game. Locked up is locked up. They won't let us out. And I continued down that path for several years until I finally realized I was being a dummy. And I didn't need to be locked up. And that wasn't part of my culture. That was the part of the culture that wasn't beautiful. That was the part that, you know, we think we have to be incarcerated, or we think we have to put on this image for an imaginary gangster, man. And at the end of the day, not everybody is cut from that cloth. Not everyone is gangster. You know, some of us don't want to be that no more. You know, we participated to the highest degree and put forth all the effort and everything we felt to put into it. But it's no longer our path. And so you take a different direction in life, and ain't nothing wrong with it. You're going to have people that are like, you're a DO, you're a dropout. You turned your back on the homies. You're no good. And I ain't turned my back on nobody. I still got love for my brown people. I always will. But at the end of the day, I have to have love for my familia. I have to respect myself enough to understand that I need to do better. That's how I'm going to get better in life. You know, I did that for many years, fucking up and doing crime and pegadas and involving myself in the politics and the things of that nature. And at the end of the day, what I get? Not a slap on the wrist, homie. Not a pinch on the butt. I didn't want none of that anyways. What I got was a whole lot of time and a whole lot of time to sit down and reflect. They sat my ass down. Luckily, not for the duration. You know, I've had family members that sat down for a long time. You can call it the duration. I've had a brother that did 20 plus years that just got out. And he's that one. He could have that title. Hey, you just got out, eh? You know what I mean? Now I could clown. So Oscar, what are you riding in? You know what I mean? He's doing his thing. And nothing but love for him. But at the end of the day, I understand how it looks to be ridiculed and people to point their fingers in your direction all the time. It's not a good, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to be that family member that's always fucking the dum-dum. And that's what we get looked at. You know, we think we're hardcore, we're gang members, motherfuckers fear us. It's about respect, homie. But in the back of everyone's mind, they're like, look at what's the guy Dickies on Kmart. You know what I mean? Kmart Classics. Hey, Blue Light Special, right? They're clowning. And that's just the way it is. And when we are able as grown men and women to understand that, to grasp that, to realize there is no exceptions to the rule. You are what you are. Now, that doesn't mean everyone that's incarcerated that's made mistakes or that participated to the fullest and chose to do that are dummies or babosos or fucking idiots. It just means they got caught. And that's it. There's a lot of idiots that do good, but they just fucking ain't got no common sense, no street knowledge. They just ain't worth the motherfucking crumb off a crumb cake. Straight up. Facts. Now, Mexican Americans. You know, for many years I've been told I'm a Mexican American. You know, I'm American, but not quite. I'm Mexican first American. And I've always been proud to say that. Simón, Holmes, soy americano mexicano, right? I'm Mexican American. Until I finally started to realize exactly what that means. You know, that's a label put on us, just like the brothers, African Americans. Half them motherfuckers ain't never been to Africa, brother. You know, hey, brothers ain't never been there. They're from Chicago, Atlanta, Florida, right? California. Just like half the Chicanos or people that consider themselves Mexican Americans ain't never been to Mex. Now, I myself have been to Mex. That's why I was on the run. I had to wiggle, right? But at the end of the day, that's not my native land. It's not where I'm from. Now, that's the motherland to us, just like Africa is the motherland to the brothers, right? But let me tell you something. Just like real Mexican nationals, Mexicanos don't like Chicanos, don't like Mexican Americans. Same thing goes with Africans. They don't like African Americans. There's a lot of black people that don't consider themselves African Americans. They just consider themselves Americans. Well, guess what? Times have changed with myself, and the philosophies of what they're kicking is real because I am no longer considering myself Mexican American, homie. You know, I got Latino blood. I got raza blood. I'm raza, always going to have love for my people. I'm always going to be part of that. But I'm not going to consider myself a Mexican American because that's conforming to a label that they put on us. You know, you're Mexican American, homie. You know, and that word Mexican, when it comes to the United States, is looked down upon, is frowned down upon. You know, it's an oppressed word. We're oppressed because we're Mexican American. When we're not, homie. Do they call English people English Americans? Do they call people that come from Scotland Scottish Americans? No, anyone that comes to America that's born here or that comes here is not considered an English American. They're considered Americans, right? So why are we different? Why are we conforming to that label? Why are we conforming to these tags that people have put on us for many years? Because it's ingrained and indoctrinated in our philosophies and our ways of thinking so much that we ran with it, just like the African American. They ran with it, you know? Well, there's a lot of brothers that I did time with that don't consider themselves African Americans. And even us, you know, and I've been talked to or asked about it so many times. Hey, Gunner, why do you call blacks Africanos? And that's just a slang word. That's just a word that we put on it as respect, the Africano brothers, right? But at the end of the day, they ain't Africano brothers because they're not from fucking Africa, homie. That's the Chicago brother, right? Or that's the Compton brother. Or that's the Inglewood family brother. That is not an African American. These are labels that were put on us for census, and these were things that were put on us. You know, it could get deep, homie, and I could educate you and educate your mind, and you could educate me, I'm sure, in a lot of philosophies and a lot of the reasons why them labels were put on us. But we've ran with it. You know, I meet so many people. Hey, I'm a Mexican Americans. We don't like TV, but we watch it because Desperate Housewives is on, right? There's a lot of different things that we have put on ourselves. When at the end of the day, I'm not a Mexican American, homie. I'm an American, born here, born in California, homes, born on Plymouth Rock. Yes, it. You know what I mean? They didn't throw it at me, or maybe they did because I was a Mexican American. I don't know, but I know that I was watching Floyd Mayweather. You know, a lot of people don't like him because he's a cocky, arrogant ass motherfucker. But his business mind, his business acumen, the way he collects money on the daily, and what he's done in the sport of boxing and things of that nature, you got to give him his flowers, man. You can't knock that hustle. You can't hate on that man. If you hate on him, it's because you ain't him and you ain't rocking that 18 milli watch. Mine, $199 at a cheap jewelry store. But anyways, I'm just saying, this guy has done a lot, and he's done a lot for his gente. You know, behind the scenes, he puts a lot of his people on. He looks out, he finds these younger fighters, man. And of course, he's making money off the situation. I mean, what do you think? Everyone's about that bag, but he's helping. He's helping his people. You know, he's always pressed that issue when it comes to his people. He himself truly doesn't believe in the word African-American. They asked him, he said, no, I'm not African-American. He said, I've been to Africa, I visited it, I've went to the motherland, I love it, but I'm an American, homie. You know, and that's something I wanted to talk about. We are not, as raza, as Mexicano Americans, like they call us, that. We have to put a new label on it. That's why I claim raza, homes. I say Chicano. Yeah, I am a Chicano. But the label Mexican American, I'm going to shy away from that. I'm going to get away from that, just like a lot of brothers getting away from African American, because that's truly not what we are. You know, if you conform to a label that someone gives you, if you run with it, then that just makes you a sheep. You're a lamb for the slaughter, homie. You're not a big bad wolf. You're not going to huff and puff and blow someone's shit down. You're Mary had a little lamb, homie. You're easily confused or easily educated and steered the wrong way. And look, I can't be a hypocrite. I was for so many years. But times have changed. Things have changed. It's time for us to take a stance and a stand now and understand that we're not going to take labels anymore. We're not going to be held down or spoken to a derogatory or oppressed because of a label that someone else gave us that we agreed to. You know, that's why Mexicanos from Mexico don't fuck with us. They don't like Chicanos, homie. 99% of them ain't fucking with the Chicano. They call them plástico, pocho, fake, you know. And we're over here, yeah, we're Mexican Americans, eh? You know what I mean? Nah, we're not from Mexico, eh? Motherfucker, you're from Turlock. You better stop it, right? And that's just it. You know, it's something I've wanted to talk about for a while and something I wanted to put out there because that doesn't mean turn your back on your gente, on your people. You know, if I see a Mexican getting jumped in the fucking middle of the street, I'm jumping in. Straight up, right? If I see a Mexican getting jumped by another Mexican, I'm going to watch, right? But that's just because I have love for my people and I'm tired of getting oppressed. I'm tired of seeing my people beat down or ridiculed or knocked for their hustle or for whatever they're doing. I'm tired of being held back. I'm one of those type of people. I just don't like it, you know? But let's keep it truthful and let's be real. You know, a lot of us say we're Mexican Americans. We're in the melting pot, homie. We're in Babylon. That's it. We're over here in the United States where there's a little bit of everything. You're guaranteed to have a little bit of everything sprinkled into your familia. You know, you're gonna have Irish or you know, any type of European Spaniards, and that doesn't make you any less of what you claim to be. You are who the fuck you say you are. You are who you want to be, homie. You know, that's like people, he's a white dude. How's he from a Mexican gang? Because he fucking grew up with Mexicans. That's what he wants to be from. It's his prerogative. Like Bobby Brown, he can do what he wants to do, right? It's up to him. Just like a white dude from a black gang. You know, we consider black gangs. Crips and Bloods are yeah, there's brothers. The brothers started that, and it's their shit, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a black gang. It means it's a fucking human gang, homie. And then if anyone can be a Crip and a Blood, as long as they're embraced and they're righteous and they're about that cause. You know, hey, the Norteños are trying to act black. There is no such thing as trying to act anything. How do you try to act something you're not? You just are or you ain't. You know, Vatos just fucking are going to adapt to their surroundings and how they grew up and the words that they use. You know, Gunner, why don't you use the N-word though? Because I don't like to. Because I don't like to disrespect people. I think that's a very disrespectful and a derogatory word. That's why. Yes, straight away. Why do you say yes if you're not Mexican? Because I'm Chicano and that's the word we've been saying. Again, I'm going to keep saying it because it's my prerogative. Orale, Bobby. Facts, you know, but we're not Mexican Americans. Let's get down to it. We're Americans, gente. And I'm always going to have love for Mexicans, and I'm always going to show love for my paisas, and I'm always going to have respect because that's where my people are derived from. But 9 times out of 10, man, you know, when people say Mexican Americans, they don't say it. They say it with distaste and not in a good way. And I'm tired of that shit. You know, so I just wanted to kick some knowledge. I wanted to spin a different narrative and talk differently and educate some people into why that is. You know, why are they called African Americans? Why are we called Mexican Americans, but the white dudes are not called English Americans or Scottish Americans? Because, you know, back in the days, that was part of racism. That was a part of a way to keep our people down. That was a part of separation, a way to separate us, to segregate us from what they felt should be going on. But times have changed. We are no longer just a minority. We are now a majority in the southwestern states, in the western states. And it's time for our voices to be felt and heard. And it's going to take people like myself, yourself, to really educate your kids, educate your mind, and understand that, you know, if push comes to shove and it cracks off, homes, they're not going to be like, hey, go get all the Mexican Americans to fight. They're going to be like, go get the Americanos to fight. Go get the Americans, because that's what we are, man. We fight as gang members, as people for barrios, hoods, cliques, and we defend our city, homie. This is East Los, right? This is Merced, homie. This is Fresno, Bulldog. We defend our lands, and then we're told, yeah, but then them ain't really your lands. I mean, you're a Mexican American, so you're kind of over there, but a little bit over here. You got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You do the hokey pokey, turn yourself around, get your ass over the border, and that's what it's all about, bitch, right? What? I'm telling you, you have to understand there's a bigger scheme here. There's a bigger plan. And the plan is segregation, to segregate us from what we really are. We're Americans, home, stand tall and proud. Be proud of what you are. And defend your homeland and your country. You know what I mean? I hate when you go to apply for a job or something. They say, are you Hispanic or Latino? I'm neither one, humps. You know what I mean? I'm brown, you know, but I'm American. And that's what I am. I always circle American, homie. And they're like, yeah, but to what degree of American? I didn't know there was fucking different degrees. I thought there was either poor or rich. And I'm neither nor. You know what I mean? I'm somewhere in the middle, but towards the lower part of the thing. I still eat sopas. Anyways, with that being said, gente, just a little something to speak on. You know, the Collective Clips, thank you. For those of you that watched my video earlier on Gunners Collective, now GC Raza TV, right? I'm going to switch it up a little bit. We're not going to go crazy. It's not going to be, oh, Gunner's gone. I just wanted to let the people know I'm heading in a new direction. The Gunners Collective moniker is played out. It's time to expand my horizons, man. It's time to fight the good fight for the gente, rather than just sit here on this YouTube bullshit in this make-believe YouTube yard and argue over who has keys and who doesn't. Homie, none of us do. ¿Sabes qué? We're all in bad standing. Stop it. This is YouTube, you know. And rather than sit here and make believe, it's time to get real. And we're going to get really real over there, man. So appreciate all the support. And, you know what I mean? If you have any input on this, if you feel that, no, I am a Mexican American, this is why, let me know, man, in the comments. They're right there. If you agree with me, let me know that too. I appreciate all the support, and we're going to continue to rock. This is the gun. And I'm still the gun. I'm just not doing Gunners Collective anymore. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a collective of people, a gaggle of people, humps. I have supporters that support me, and I support you the same way back. Facts. With that being said, move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about that strive to struggle and the struggle to strive. Are you a Mexican American? Or are you just American with Mexican gente, homes? It's up to you. I know what I am. I'm a rock, homie. Shout outs to all the brothers. Shout out to all the Woods. You are a fucking Mexican American. Now give me a fucking shot of coffee. Brother, you already know what it is, man. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Continuing to do what I do for the people, by the people. Bang, bang, and in that fashion.